Hey everyone, this is Avi Harkishin from AH Charts. Um, I want to do an analysis on Tesla. It's a pretty great setup, I think, and it's within a buyer's or buying zone, and I want to talk about it really fast. I don't think an analysis of just putting up any pictures or so will do justice. This is the analysis I had in the Discord yesterday, and I expected some resistance up at this 240 area, and I expect a retest of that 232, as I said. And we, I think we kind of got that. We had around that 242 area, and we had that retest around 230 ish, 229. Yeah. So it did exactly as we've forecasted. If you're not part of the Discord, we do like incredible write ups in here, and we've been hitting target like almost every day. And we make adjustments really fast if it's intraday, even if there's something that we need to adjust. So let's get down to Tesla and what I think of Tesla at the moment. So looking at Tesla right now, it had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves. We're on the 1 hour time frame, and it had an A, B, and a C pullback, and you can see it over here right there. That's the A, B, and C pullback you've had. Tesla, however, likes to do a 5 wave pullback. So that's the bear case scenario. If Tesla's to do a 5 wave pullback, then you're obviously going to create a new low, and you're most likely going to get below this 216 area right there. Now, what the bull case scenario is the bear case scenario for Tesla going into tomorrow for Tesla. Now, this level that I have here, this is the whales lower target. The Discord, they know what the targets are for whales. This is just putting together option flows and dark pool data, and it comes up with a target where whales would tend to want to move that stock, whether on the upside or the downside. So far, the whales have a target of 230 in Tesla, and I have a target anywhere between 230 to 225 so far. And the reason I have that target is because assuming we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and you want to break down just once more, then if you do your fib extension over here, I'm assuming, let's just say we're playing out an ABC here, A, B, C. You come right here at 224.90 for that fib extension 1 as a C wave. And this is what I mean when I'm talking about it. A, B, and you got a C wave right over here. Obviously 216, which is right down here, would be the more bearish case scenario. So you obviously could come down towards this level 216 here as well. So we can even say 216 as a most bearish case scenario for Tesla. So anywhere here to 216 here, right at the bottom over here for Tesla. That would be the bear case tomorrow for Tesla. If it breaks below 230, it has to break below 230 because that's whales lower target. And whenever whales hit the target, they like to hold that target sometimes. And if the data change in the morning, I'll check the data in the morning, then it's possible that it just move it down towards that 225 to 2490, towards that 216 area as a bear case scenario for Tesla going into tomorrow. Now, that would be the bear case. The bull case scenario for Tesla is that we're in this megaphone pattern, and whales also have target of 245 and 250. Now, whether the whale is going to hold this 230 target here, which they hit on March 20th, is very much possible. They hold this target, and you see something like this going into tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a crazy day, and you very much possible see you hold this level right up here for Tesla, and you start hitting these targets right up here. And that will be the whale's target. And that move right there would be a pretty much from where we are today. It's going to be like a 6% move very much possible. That's the bull case scenario. And if Tesla have this with pretty decent volume Friday, that's a very bull case scenario for Tesla. And pretty much I will be inclined to say bottoms in for Tesla. And you'll see probably some explosive moves heading into next week or so for Tesla, hitting those 260, 277 targets for Tesla. Now, if you're looking at this target that we always have 245, 250, with the 250 target, if you're seeing the EMA right over here, let me move back. That's it's a crazy drawing right there. Okay. You'll see 200 EMA somewhere here. So you'll just hit that 200 EMA on the 1 hour, or you just have that 200 EMA just carve up a little bit tomorrow. So something like this, maybe. If Tesla begins to move up, you'll just have it like right here. And you'll see Tesla just hit that 200 EMA, and that's where you're going to see most likely a pullback, or you're just going to continue up towards this level right here, 257 area. So this would be the bull case here for Tesla. And this would be very bullish going into next week and so forth if Tesla do this with pretty decent volume. And let me just put the bear case as well for Tesla. This would be the bear case for Tesla if Tesla come here and get rejected. Then you could come down towards the 225 we talked about over here and move back up. You could 225 would move back up, or you could come all the way to the bottom here. And at this point, if Tesla does something like this, I'm definitely buying Tesla because I think that's going to be the bottom, fill this entire gap here. And I think you're going to see some crazy move to the upside as well. But I think that will be it. And I'll certainly be accumulating more of Tesla shares here. This is the other possibility that I see happening with Tesla as well. So let me change the color of this one here. So that's the other bear case scenario for Tesla, and this here is the bull case scenario for Tesla. So both of them. So the levels that you're looking at for tomorrow that you want to see hold is that 230 levels. If you break below 230, don't go rushing into buying puts on Tesla, because you could simply come down towards that 225, or you just do a slight move down, and then you just get back over to that 230 and start moving back again. I'll see what the data says in the morning, but if you're to look at fib retracement, if this is a wave one over here, this entire thing is a wave one. You have that A, B, and C. You came down to that 0.786 and you completed wave one. Now, once wave one is completed on that, you'll have like, let's say wave one, and now you're heading up to wave three, assuming now you're heading up to wave three. And this is this is wave one within a more macro wave three. Then you're looking at where I got that target from. You're looking at, you see here, 0.618229. That's where the lower target is, which is at 230. We hit that 230.618, and you can see Tesla start moving back up again. So you just got to be careful. But if you're buying shares in Tesla, we're within an accumulation range for Tesla, which it's fine within this range buying shares for Tesla anyways. But if you're like jumping into options, obviously those are different. So you really got to get the timing right and the target right for them. But for shares, regardless, we're in a good range for accumulating shares for Tesla, because I think we're going to be moving up towards that 277 range quite soon for Tesla. Let's look at the daily on Tesla really fast. I'm just going to close all this down. Now look at the daily here for Tesla. I want you to pay attention here to the daily as well. We have MACD. We're now seeing the first cross in MACD. That doesn't mean that, oh, it'll just continue to shoot up. But that's what I'm saying. If we get a 250 close in Tesla right over here tomorrow, with some pretty decent volume, that's very bullish, and I think you're going to start coming up towards this 200 EMA over here. Definitely, you're going to be hitting that 277 to 300 area quite soon, right up here. Um, so yeah, that's what I think. If you pay attention right here towards the RSI, you're starting to see some bullish divergence forming. And the other thing that you're looking at is that you see this yellow line right here. That's like, think of it like like one of those momentum, like one of those EMAs and so forth, like moving averages. It's just a moving average. So now the RSI is above the moving average and it's finding support, and it's starting to move up a little bit. So you may see some upside on Tesla tomorrow as well. So you got to keep both case scenarios in mind for Tesla. And the other thing that I like, if you look here, the volumes start picking up at the bottom. And I was talking to the Discord today. You're seeing accumulation here taking place at this level right over here before that move up, and the volume just fade as we dropped. And now, if you pay attention, you're seeing the same thing over here. And when we get this volume, this candle, you see all this volume here was right up, like right next to the average or something below the average. But then you have a shoot, like a big shoot up in volume, an increase in volume, which is about maybe a almost 100% increase in these over here volume, and that could signal a seller's climax, which we talked about in Discord today. Um, and where you see that, the last thing you see that as well is right over here also, but you still have that downside, but that was a more like a buyer's climax over here in a way, and then you had that downside. But you're seeing in terms of comparing it to the past volume, you're seeing an increased volume, then you're seeing some volume over here as well, buyers stepping in. And then it kind of slowed down, but you're seeing more buyers compared to sellers. So you can certainly see on a bull case scenario, Tesla start moving up. And what I like on the weekly chart, you see this massive increase in volume defending on the 200 EMA on Tesla on the weekly. And you have that crazy hammer candle with increased volume in the weekly. Now you want to see this 200 EMA, which is around that 230 level, hold. And we'll love to see a close above 250 tomorrow for Tesla, which would be insane for Tesla. And this level, right, 250 is a big level, which is right over here for Tesla. Come back all the way here, 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 and then you get over here 250. That'll be a crazy day for Tesla, signaling a bullish change of character. Tesla now, I think I told you the whales data as well for Tesla. And let me see if there's anything else I have to say. I mean, that's it so far. I mean, let's go into the Discord. I posted today, and we were talking about, here it is, volume price analysis in the Discord, the seller's climax versus buyer climax. Wrote up a paper on this today. What to expect when you're having a seller's climax. You're seeing a volume increase, and for buyer's climax, you're also seeing a volume increase on the buy side at the top and at the bottom here. So I talked about that today and wrote up a piece of document today explaining that to the Discord, to the team over here. Pretty much that's it. So I'll be posting Tesla analysis tonight, and let's see what happens tomorrow. But it's going to be a crazy day tomorrow. So let's see what happens. If we get above this 238 is pretty bullish. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Later. Bye.